welcome to the deep dive. Right, you've given us quite a bit to look at on the all-new 2025 Toyota Crown Signia, and we're going to dig right in today. This isn't just, another SUV rolling off the line. Toyota seems to be making a statement here, positioning it as, premium, a kind of stylish replacement for the Venza. It's aiming to blur that line between a wagon and a crossover. So our job today is to figure out if it actually delivers. Does the performance, the inside feel, the safety, does it all justify that upscale idea and the price?
Exactly. We've got the official IIHS crash test results, which are always revealing, plus detailed reviews from places like Edmunds, and maybe most importantly, some early feedback from actual owners. And that owner feedback, it brings up some surprising points, particularly around design choices. Just for context, you're looking at two main versions, the XLE and the Limited. Both get the same hybrid system standard, all-wheel drive standard, pushing out 240 horsepower.
Okay, and the big number, the one they're really selling, efficiency, right? What are we talking MPG-wise?
That's the headline grabber. It's that mix of decent power, the 240 horses, but with really strong fuel economy. EPA rating is 38 mpg combined. That breaks down to 39 city, 37 highway. And that fuel saving is, a major part of its argument against some non-hybrid premium competitors.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. The design first. Aesthetically, what makes it stand out, and who are they aiming it at?
It definitely has that wagon-like proportion description you hear a lot. It sits lower, it's longer than, say, RAV4. About the same length as a Highlander, interestingly, but strictly 5 seats, the competition. It's aiming high, think high-end versions of mainstream SUVs, but also really nudging into that entry-level luxury space, like maybe someone cross-shopping a Lexus NX350, or even potentially a Volvo V60 cross-country. The styling and the standard features, that's how they're trying to pull people from those luxury brands.
And under the hood, it's that familiar Toyota hybrid system, the 2.5-liter four-cylinder with the electric motors.
That's the one. Reviewers consistently call it bulletproof. Toyota's hybrid reliability is legendary. And a really key point here, something that matters for long-term cost. It runs on regular unleaded gas. Its Lexus cousin, the RX350R, needs premium. So that's a genuine saving over time for the Signia owner.
Right, running on regular is a definite plus. But, I sense a but coming. Performance feel.
Yeah, here's the first, let's say, trade-off. The powertrain is super efficient, no doubt. But the 0 to 60 time, Edmunds clocked it at 7.8 seconds, they call it. Well, adequate, just okay. And this is where that premium feel gets a little shaky for some people.
Noise, okay, explain that. If you're aiming for Lexus refinement, engine noise during acceleration seems like a miss, doesn't it?
It does, and it comes down to the transmission. It uses an ECVT, an electronically controlled, continuously variable transmission. Unlike traditional gears that shift, step by step, the ECVT finds the optimal ratio and holds it. So when you floor it or accelerate hard, the system holds the engine at a high RPM for maximum power. And that high sustained RPM, that sounds like the engine is working really hard.
Oh, I see. So it's not necessarily that the engine is loud, but the way the CVT makes it work creates a sustained drone under acceleration.
Precisely. It's optimizing for efficiency and power output, maybe not so much for quietness under load.
Yeah.
And here's a really weird detail one reviewer picked up on. Apparently on the top limited trim, in sport mode, the car actually pipes in some of that engine noise through the audio system speakers.
Wait, what? They amplify the noise to make an efficient hybrid sound? Sportier? That feels like they know it's maybe not the most refined sound and decided to lean into it. Seems counterintuitive for a premium hybrid.
It's definitely a choice. It tells you where the priorities lie, perhaps. This car is built for cruising efficiently. Great for city driving, great for highway cruising at steady speeds. That's where you'll get the quiet ride and hit that 38 mpg. But if you've got a heavy foot, you're going to hear the engine working. That's the trade-off for the fuel economy.
Okay, let's move inside then. The price. We're talking starting around $44K for the XLE, up near $48,500 for the Limited. That's serious money. What justifies that jump compared to, say, a loaded RAV4 hybrid?
It really comes down to the standard equipment list. This is where the premium label starts to make sense. You get genuine leather upholstery standard, not Softex, actual leather, 8-way power front seats, memory for the driver's seat, dual-zone climate control, all standard. But the kicker, heated A&D ventilated front seats standard. And get this, heated rear outboard seats, also standard.
Heated rear seats standard on the base model. Okay, yeah, that is unusual for Toyota. That definitely signals a move up scale.
Absolutely. They've also added these bronze metallic accents inside, trying to give it that distinct, classier feel. And the tech setup's pretty strong, too. Standard dual 12.3-inch screens. One's the main touchscreen running their latest system. with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, of course. The other's the digital driver display behind the wheel.
And connectivity seems good. I saw a mention of USB ports.
Yeah, 5 USB-C ports total spread between front and rear. Plus, a nice little design touch is the vertical wireless phone charger. Saves space in the console.
Okay, and if you do spring for the limited trim, what extras do you get for that money?
The Limited adds some significant upgrades. You get the big panoramic fixed glass moonroof. An 11-speaker JBL premium sound system replaces the standard audio. You also get a digital rear-view mirror, which is quite useful, and rain-sensing wipers. Interestingly, those wipers, one reviewer mentioned wishing they were standard on the XLE given the price. A small point, but noticeable.
Right. Now, utility, cargo space, the numbers look, well, a bit small for a midsize SUV on paper, don't they? Something like 25 cubic feet behind the rear seats.
Yeah, the volume number itself is below average for the class, around 24.8 to 25.8 cubic feet, depending on configuration. But here's where the wagon-like shape has an advantage. When you fold down that 60-40 split-second row, there's this clever extension panel that flips forward, creating an almost perfectly flat-load floor. And critically, it's long, about 6.5 feet long, so the total max capacity goes up to nearly 69 cubic feet.
Ah, okay, so it's maybe not ideal for stacking tall boxes, but really good for sliding in long things, like skis or furniture or lumber.
Exactly. It's prioritizing length over height, a very wagon-like characteristic.
Okay, that makes sense. But you hinted this design focus leads to a significant complaint from owners.
It does. But before we get to the big gripe, let's cover safety. That's crucial for any family vehicle. What did the IIHS find?
Right, the safety data. People need to know this is solid.
And it is. Really solid. The 2025 Crown Signia earned a top safety pick rating from the IIHS. That's a big deal. It got good ratings, the top score in almost every single crash test. That includes the tough ones, like the updated side impact test and the small overlap front test for both driver and passenger sides. The structure held up exceptionally well in those tests, protecting the occupant space.
Okay, good. Across the board sounds great, but you said almost all tests. Was there anything less than perfect?
Yes, and it's a subtle but important detail, typical of what the IHS looks for now. In the passenger side small overlap front test, while the overall injury measures and structure were good, the dummy's kinematics, basically how the body moves during the crash, was rated acceptable.
Acceptable, not good. What does that mean specifically? What happened with the dummy's movement?
The report noted that the passenger dummy's head started to move towards the gap between the main front airbag and the side curtain airbag. It suggests there might be a small potential vulnerability there, where in certain crash scenarios, the head might not be perfectly cushioned throughout the event. It didn't result in poor injury readings in this test, but it's something IIHS flags as less than ideal kinematic control.
Okay. That's exactly the kind of nuance we look for. So
Yep.
structurally sound, but a tiny question mark on airbag coverage interaction on the passenger side. What about the tech that prevents crashes, the avoidance systems?
Flawless, according to the IIHS tests. Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 is standard on both trims. The front crash prevention systems, looking for vehicles and pedestrians, scored good in all tests day and night. It managed to avoid hitting cars up to 43 mph and pedestrians up to 37 mph in the tests. That's excellent performance.
Good to hear. And other safety bits, headlights, child seats.
Headlights also got a good rating, and they have automatic high beam standard. And for families, the LATCH system for installing child seats was rated G+, meaning good, plus extra ease of use. They provide 2 full sets of lower anchors and tethers, plus a third tether anchor, making installation generally easier.
Okay, so overwhelmingly positive on the safety front, with just that one minor note on passenger kinematics.
Right, which brings us back to that design compromise, the one owners are really talking about, the thing reviewers called an unforced error. It's about the spare tire, or lack thereof.
The spare tire, seriously. In a brand new, relatively expensive Toyota aimed at comfort and capability, what's the issue?
Yeah, it's a big one for some people. Like many cars now, it comes standard with just a tire repair kit, no actual spare.
Okay, patch kits are common now, if not ideal for everyone, so what's the problem?
The problem is the cargo area design. Underneath the main cargo floor, there's a space. It looks like it's shaped for a spare tire, but it's not deep enough. You physically cannot fit even a temporary donut spare in that compartment and have the floor panel sit flat.
You're kidding. So even if you wanted to buy a spare for peace of mind, you'd have to just let it sit loose in the cargo area, taking up space.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
It seems they prioritize making that long 6.5-foot load floor perfectly flat and maximizing every inch for that purpose. But the consequence is no integrated spare tire storage. And for people planning road trips, maybe out of cell service, that patch kit feels inadequate. It's causing real anxiety for some owners.
Wow, that does feel like an unforced error for a brand built on practicality and reliability. And you mentioned this is making some former Venza owners nostalgic. What are they missing from the older car?
Yeah, we saw quite a few comments comparing it, often unfavorably in some ways, to the Venza it replaces. People acknowledge the Venza maybe felt less powerful, but they point to features the Signia lacks, despite the higher price. Things like the Venza offered 4-way adjustable lumbar support for the driver, the Signia only have 2-way, and a bigger one. The Venza had an optional head-up display. The Signia doesn't offer one at all on either trim.
So chasing that sleek design and specific flat floor utility meant sacrificing not just the spare tire spot, but maybe a few interior comfort details too.
It seems like a calculated set of trade-offs, yes. You get much better fuel economy in the Signia, arguably a more modern and premium-looking interior, but you lose some flexibility, you deal with the CVT noise under acceleration, and you have that spare tire dilemma.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, what's the final verdict for someone considering the Crown Signia? It's Toyota's attempt at a stylish, efficient, near-luxury crossover. It definitely delivers on the upscale cabin feel, the safety scores are top-notch, and that MPG figure is fantastic. Plus, running on regular gas is a huge practical advantage over actual luxury competitors.
Exactly. Its real strength might be hitting that sweet spot. It feels premium, it looks distinctive, and it has that rock-solid Toyota hybrid reputation. It's clearly aimed at buyers who want something nicer than the average Toyota or Honda, but maybe aren't ready or willing to jump fully into Lexus or Acura with their higher running costs.
But this deep dive really highlights the compromises, doesn't it? To get that specific, sleek shape and that long, flat cargo floor, Toyota made a decision about the spare tire that fundamentally impacts its practicality for certain kinds of trips. So the final thought for you listening. In a vehicle that projects capability and comfort, how much does that traditional safety net of a spare tire matter? Are you willing to trade that potential roadside headache for the Signia's style and efficiency? Something to definitely think about before you plan that next long drive.